This is special announcement from FBI. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has told a federal court in the United States that a former Chicago mobster with ties to President Bola Tinubu has passed on. The US body said this on Wednesday as part of its update in an ongoing Freedom of Information lawsuit before the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. In light of receiving information that appears to confirm Mr. Edwards' death, DEA has begun its search for responsive records pertaining to him. The U.S. authorities said in court filings seen by People's Gazette, officials did not say when and how Mr. Edwards died, even though the revelation was framed in a way that suggested it might affect the timeline of future disclosure in the ongoing matter. The announcement followed the government's efforts to conceal information relating to Mr. Tinubu's involvement in an expansive drug business in Chicago. The government had previously released documents that showed Mr. Edwards, alongside Mr. Tinubu, was a prominent member of a drug mafia that operated in the northwestern US in the 1980s. Investigators believe Mr. Tinubu was a leader of the syndicate at the time. But documents relating to Mr. Tinubu are still being concealed, with the FBI submitting contradictory statements to the court. Aaron Greenspan, a public transparency activist who filed a Freedom of Information suit in collaboration with Nigerian journalist David Udeyin, said the FBI has been downplaying the volume of records relating to the Nigerian president in its possession. The FBI and other federal authorities have not conducted an adequate search and are underrepresenting the number of pages responsive to Mr. Greenspan's request, he told the court in joint status report entered on December 5th, 2023. The FBI has released hundreds of pages of records relating to Mr. Tinubu's associates, including Mr. Edwards and Adegboyega Muiz Akande. The entire file released so far was completely edited to remove Mr. Tinubu's name or clues as to his role. Mr. Greenspan urged the court to order the FBI to release the records promptly and exhaustively with Mr. Tinubu's name and role. He cited the Chicago already public case file that detailed how Mr. Tinubu forfeited over $460,000 in narcotic proceeds as evidence that the FBI's file on Mr. Tinubu can no longer be concealed. Okay. And meanwhile, other world leaders are just kind of the question I was asking myself was that, does it mean that I'm the only one hearing it, or maybe only Nigerians are hearing this because other world leaders are hearing this kind of a thing? They try to conceal it and what have you. And how do you expect that kind of a person to be respected worldwide, to be taken seriously? Even if they want to take him seriously, that means they are going to take advantage of him. Just like you want to eat with the devil, you just have to have a long spoon, just like the way they used to say it. When somebody who is a president of a country is being, talked about the drug of a thing and what have you, how does this sound? Because some people would, they don't have shame, and honestly. So, just like they were saying that Buhari will finish his 8 years, nothing anybody can do, any form of propaganda and what have you. Now, all the things that's were being said when he was in power, that people were talking about, they said there were some people lost elections and all of that. At the end of the day, after his 8 years, those who were defending him are now coming out to tell us that he destroyed the economy. But they would not want anybody to say it as at that time because, or maybe they were benefiting from him. Just the same way. And this Tinubu's matter is even worse than that of Buhari. And you see people stand gidigba and they are defending. We know that is what is going to happen at the end of the day by the time he leaves, which they will now begin to tell you that this and this happened. Is it not a shameful thing? If they are not ashamed of themselves, Nigerians are ashamed of this kind of a thing. And you can see what has been happening. Since he came on board, Nigerians have not had peace. If you not like, keep raising it up. Tinubu remains your president for the next 4 years, and if God permits, +4 again, una go beat a tire. That is what one of these Agbado supporters are saying. One day, be one day. Truth cannot be, you know, cannot be covered forever. You never use 1 year. Everywhere done the hot like this. You are still assuming another 4 years. I know before then the situation will reach you too. Who tell you say never even reach her? You are saying that another 4 years and you will still suffer it. My point is that if all accusations are true, there's no way the American government will only let him forfeit a mere 450,000 instead of jail term. Reality is he be president for at least 4 years unless death or ill steps aside. One day, una eye go clear. This is Nigeria, land of the unexpected. One day, I say, we have in Aso Rock now a known drug dealer and a criminal in the person of Tinubu, a certificate forger and expert in criminality. That means the country will collapse completely. If you say, oh, see 4 years, there's nothing anybody can do about it. We never reach anywhere. Hey, but say we are dying in hunger. God forbid, say Bola Tinubu again. Yes, so he doesn't change anything. If he like, he'll make you be demigod. He's a known drug dealer. That is your president and representative. You think say na other countries you dey or you dey do yourself. It will always be hot for his enemies, but for his friends and friends of the nation, it will be initial price to pay before the price we pay. If it is not hot for the pot at the beginning, how will it be tasty to the tongue? The broil of his ewu, at the end, it is wisdom. It is not meant for the shallow-minded. Upon all the suffering under Buhari, how did he end? They will tell you, one of the APC chieftain was saying that, oh, anybody complaining about the hardship on that Tinubu is not being realistic, because the most important thing is for Nigerians to go through this hardship before things will continue to get better. Meanwhile, they are not experiencing the hardship that Nigerians are going through. We have seen them all. Somebody saying, say, it's a frivolous write-up meant to deceive the same gullible. Well, Babalawo presidents and supporters, make una continue. Where are those people, senseless as hopeless, featureless jagabandis? They are not saying anything. They will start attacking the writer now. Let them continue. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has told the Federal High Court in the United States that a former Chicago monster with ties to Tinubu has passed on. I'm ashamed of tribalists, but they are not ashamed of themselves. So guys, that's just it. Let's know what you think. Thank you.